Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we have details on a deadly plane crash in eastern Kentucky where state police are waiting for federal investigators to arrive. Kentucky's top education official warning of state intervention possible in Fayette County schools. And millions plan to hit the roads for a busy holiday weekend.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you from the WKYT News team. It sure is nice to have you with us on your Friday. I'm Bill Bryant. Rebecca's off today. We have a beautiful morning going out there. It is chilly, though. You want to keep that in mind before some improvements. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris ahead of the news. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Look, we're going to be looking outside this morning. A little fog issue down toward the south and southeastern zones, but for the most part, it's a good-looking start to the day. I will tell you this. It is on the chilly side. There's live sky camera, but look at these numbers this morning. We are at 39 degrees in Danville, 43 Madison County. Go down I-64 all the way to Moorhead, sitting in the lower 40s. That goes for the far southern zones too. Lexington coming in around 42 degrees. Today's forecast 72. It jumps rapidly by the afternoon. This will be a fantastic day toward the afternoon. Then that summer light pattern really takes shape as we slide off into the weekend, except one thing's missing. Some thunderstorms. That's good news for you, and I'll show you a good-looking forecast off into your holiday weekend coming up.
All right, like the trend, thank you. And first on WKYT this morning, state police are securing the scene of a deadly plane crash in eastern Kentucky. The plane went down last night in Perry County. It was found off Lost Creek Road. That road runs behind the Wendell Ford Airport. The coroner says at least one person is dead. That person has not yet been identified. Firefighters are making sure that fuel from the plane does not catch fire. Several people in that area said they watched the plane lose control.
Yes, I mean, it's spread out over probably 30 yards, just seats and metal.
State police are waiting for both the FAA and the NTSB to arrive at the site today, and we will also be there as well, of course, to continue to update you. Follow WKYT on Twitter and check WKYT.com for continuous coverage in addition to on-air coverage on our newscasts. New this morning, a Good Samaritan has ended up being the victim after a Lexington crash. Lexington police say a driver crashed on I-64 near Scott County. When another driver stopped to check on him, the Good Samaritan says that man hit him with his car. No one was hurt. The car that crashed was later found in Frankfort. It's the unofficial start to summer. This weekend, thousands of drivers will be traveling to and from cookouts and other events over the long Memorial Day weekend. But there are several things to keep in mind before you hit the road. Number one, you'll have lots of company. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live in Lexington to explain as traffic is picking up. Good morning, Hillary.
Good morning. That's right, Bill. As you mentioned, this weekend does mark the traditional start of the summer travel season, and travel experts are expecting a very busy weekend out here on the roads. AAA projects more than 37 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home this holiday weekend. Now, that is about 5% more than last year, making for what they anticipate will be the highest travel volume for the holiday in a decade. They attribute some of that to the fact that it is cheaper to hit the road, with the average price of gas being $1 less than this time last year. Now, as usual with the holiday and increased traffic, police will be stepping up their patrols and conducting safety checkpoints. They are encouraging those on the roads to drive smart and to not drink and drive, asking that if your holiday celebrations do include alcohol, to make sure you have a designated driver. Officers also say keeping in mind that you will have thousands of others out here on the roadways with you, and they ask that both drivers and passengers keep in mind those other so-called rules of the road that they say help save lives, such as driving the speed limit and wearing your seatbelts. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, Hillary, thank you. This morning, a state senator's DUI case is scheduled to head to trial. Brandon Smith was arrested in Frankfort in January on the opening day of the 2015 legislative session. Police say he was speeding and smelled of alcohol. He has denied the allegations that he was drunk. The Perry County lawmakers' trial begins at 9 o'clock this morning in Franklin County. New this morning, an inmate has died after being attacked by another inmate inside a Kentucky prison. State police say 30 35-year-old Justin Hilbert was assaulted last week at the Little Sandy Correctional Complex in Sandy Hook. He died yesterday at UK Hospital. The other inmate's name has not been released. Well, it's a stern warning from Kentucky's top education official. He says that Fayette County schools are not doing enough to help low-achieving schools, and he says the state may have to get involved to try to get things in order. WKYT's Mark Barber is following up on this story. Mark, what action does the Education Commissioner say the state is prepared to take if this isn't worked out?
If the Fayette County School District is to avoid a state management audit, the State Department of Education says that they must satisfactorily address all the concerns that their review raised in their comprehensive district improvement plan that is due by December 1st. Now, the Department of Education goes on to say that if the local Department of Education, if the school district here is to improve on the alarms that were raised in this report, then they need a superintendent as well as a board of education that are focused on student equality issues. According to the report, from elementary school through high school, students from low-income families, minorities, and students with disabilities are scoring at a level far below an acceptable standard, while other students are achieving much better scores. The most troubling example of that appears to be found in the results of the English 2 end-of-course exam. The Education Commission says 28% of all high school students in the district scored at the novice level, or the lowest performance level possible. But according to the Department of Education, on that same test, 86% of students with limited English skills and 51% of minorities scored at the novice level. The strongly worded review also says that the district has not provided enough support for Bryant Station High School, which the state consistently labels as low achieving. Now, the Education Commission is warning the district again that if they do not improve these low performing schools, that they could face state action. Now, coming up at 6:30, we will hear what the local board chairman has to say about how funding could play a role in turning these schools around. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. Obviously, we'll be continuing to follow up on that story. Our time this morning is 6:07 on WKYT. And new this morning, the family of a Kentucky man who was found dead inside of a burning car is offering a reward in the case. Investigators say 43-year-old Dwayne Hale was murdered. His car was found last month in a remote area of Oldham County. Hale's family is now offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest. Family members of 3 people killed in a Nicholas County crash say a roadside memorial to them is being vandalized. Aaron Capps, Whitney Morris, and Kyla Hare all died last July. Their families have been putting up crosses in their honor at the scene of the crash, but the crosses keep disappearing. The families eventually put up a camera nearby. They caught a man removing the crosses from the ground there.
And whether he was the unlucky one who got caught or not, to me, I blame him for all of them.
Really, we kind of assumed that it may have been someone of a younger community, definitely not someone of his age.
He has called me since and apologized, and to the whole family. I just told him to show his face. If he really wanted to apologize to everybody.
Now, that man says seeing the crosses reminds him of another crash that killed one of his loved ones. No charges have been filed. General Motors is spending $439 million to upgrade the Kentucky plant that makes the Chevrolet Corvette sports car. That project includes a new 450,000 square foot paint shop that is almost half the size of the current production facility in Bowling Green. Construction is scheduled to begin this summer and take about 2 years to complete.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
Good news is we do not need First Alert Defender live radar this morning. No rain in the forecast. Little fog here and there is patchy fog south and southeast. And you look northbound, you look southbound, you look over toward the east. Things look pretty good. Frankfort at 44 now. Lexington, a beautiful start to the morning. Look at Richmond, looks gorgeous at 43 degrees. Now we go through the day, we start off in the 40s, yes, but we do even have a few upper 30s, some of those valley areas. Danville Airport coming out at 39 degrees. We'll finish off at 72. When you see that, when you see a 30 to 35 degree swing from morning to afternoon, you know one thing, yes, it'll feel good. But another thing is, you know there's dry air mass in place, which means much lower humidity than the past several days. So it'll be just awesome weather. That's the only way to put it. Jose Canseco Home Run Derby right before the ball game. Lexington Legends later on this afternoon at 5:15. is when we actually take the first swing. I'll be out there. Hopefully I'll beat last year with a whopping 1 home run. I'm going to beat it this year, I'm telling you. I'm going to do it overnight and into tomorrow morning, 53, to kick off your actual weekend, holiday weekend, with a lot of events going on. You got the Dix River Festival. That starts off today in Broadhead and Rockcastle County, and that goes through the weekend too. Look at that, 80 degrees Saturday. The past few days we've had a small, well, it's 30 to 40% chance of rain there, and Sunday. But it just continues to back up on these weather models, saying, well, this isn't really arriving on Sunday. It's really arriving late Monday. So there's some good news for you heading off through the weekend and off towards your actual Memorial Day as we look for the spring trade days. It's big there in Richmond, there in Madison County. Looks pretty good for you guys for the weekend. Small chance of rain there on Monday. Check this out. Here's your Twitter pics of the day. Melinda Compton says, thanks for taking care of that rain chance on Sunday. It was messing with my cookout plans. You know what? It was messing with mine too, so I went ahead and just X'd it out. See you later. Another shot this morning. Check this out. This is beautiful early this morning. And just a good looking shot on this kind of Memorial Day weekend eve here on this Friday. Beautiful weather and a beautiful shot there by April. We appreciate that. Out of Bryantsville, sitting there in central Kentucky. 7-day forecast. Here's your look. Next few days look phenomenal, Bill. We'll be right there. Dry conditions not only today, but heading off toward Saturday and Sunday too. Now that small chance of rain on Monday is really late in the day. So I think most of your day on Monday, Memorial Day, looks good as well. I mean, this is a good stretch, and good news from these model runs continue to show drier conditions.
It is, and certainly with a lot of folks, as you said, with plans and a lot of people traveling as well. So
right.
Everybody be careful out there and think smart. Time this morning is now 6:11, and every morning we bring you weather and traffic together. Here is Officer Don with a look at what's happening on the roads. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Of course, a lot of folks headed out of town today, one of the biggest travel days of the year. So later on this afternoon, I'm going to plan ahead for that. But for now, this morning, there are no wrecks in the way, and we've not really ramped up any construction work yet. So all lanes are moving through the Richmond, Madison County area. They're on 75. Also at Palumbo and Todd's Road, they're getting set up to work, but not quite yet. So we have lanes open and available. Live look at Nicholasville and Alumni, where it's quiet this morning. No major delays there. On our Waze map, live drivers on the way in, reporting a smooth ride on the Circle, on Man of War, and even inbound Versailles Road coming in this morning from Woodford County. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, Don, thank you so much, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. The time this morning is 6:12, and a lot more. He's coming up on WKYT on your Friday morning.
A suspect is arrested in connection with a quadruple murder at this Washington, D.C. mansion. I'm Susan McGinnis. Coming up, the connection the man has to one of the members of the family.
Also this morning, a new Disney store that's such a success that it had to close. We'll explain that coming up in about 5 minutes on WKYT This Morning.